180.
Welcome back to our Nine Darts, everyone. We're here in the Big Apple and we've got Nathan Aspinall. Nath, this never gets boring coming here, does it?
No, well, to be fair, this year it is because Kirsty's stayed at home, so I'm on with Jack Jones this week. So I'm don't know what to do with myself, to be honest with you. Normally we're out, sightseeing, but I'm on my own this week. So I've just spoke to her this morning. I said next year you're coming because I'm bored. But no, it's still amazing to come here. You know, it's nice to get out of Europe and play in America as always.
Never ever gets tired seeing your face on lights on billboards and whatever does it.
Yeah.
If you'd have said to 10-year-old Nathan Aspinall that in 15 years you're going to see your name on a board in Times Square, would you have pinched yourself?
Yeah, of course. I was out with Bunting last night, with some food with Steve, and I was saying, like, for me, the maddest thing is obviously seeing yourself on a billboard in New York. It's crazy, but yeah, it's just an amazing city, an amazing place. And yeah, an amazing venue yet again at Madison Square Gardens. It's going to be amazing. I think they've sold out both sessions, or nearly. So probably the biggest crowd we're playing in front of in America. Yeah, it's all new records again, isn't it?
In terms of the World Series event, is this the premier event? Is this the one that everyone wants to get the call for?
Yeah, I think so. I actually really like Bahrain as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, New York, it's just such an iconic place, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And like I say, a lot of players use it to bring the partners or family or whatever with them. So it's nice to spend a bit of time with them, again, away from home. So yeah, it's just an amazing city with loads to do.
You've won in Vegas as well, obviously played here. Have you seen the growth in darts in North America over the last 5-6 years?
I was just saying then to the American interview that I did before, that I still think we're waiting for that player in America, I'm deadly honest with you. You know, you've got Matt Campbell, who's playing really well this year. He's Canadian. Jeff Smith, Canadian. There's no one really come from America. You know, you had Danny Lowby that's come over, but he's not really done anything. Stowe Bunch was promising, but I've not really seen him kick on this year. So I think with the announcement that it's on Peacock this year, which is a massive platform in America, hopefully there'll be a lot of younger people watching it for the first time that might get the bug. So who knows, in another couple of years we might have that breakthrough. You know, like a Damonetta from Australia.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I think that's what we need. You know, we've been coming out here now for 5 or 6 years. We've not had that one that's actually done it yet, in my opinion. So, you know, fingers crossed, we keep coming back. We keep, you know, there's the American tour that's growing every single year. So hopefully, you know, we are going to find this new generation come from America, but it's also very hard with the commuting that they've got to do. I appreciate that. So, yeah, it's definitely growing. You know, the fans are definitely getting bigger and bigger, but player-wise, I still think we're waiting.
Do you still prefer Vegas?
100%. $1,000,000%, yeah.
Look, we haven't spoken to you since the Premier League, and you put in an incredible performance at the O2. You promised us you were going to do that, and you delivered. Yeah. It was just a tad short because Luke Humphries was sensational, but you must take so much from that performance doing it at the O2 on that stage in front of 15,000 people. Yeah,
it was a great game of darts. I knew it would be. I felt good. You know, the last few weeks I had a lot of positives to take away and take to the O2. So I felt really good. I felt I could go and win the night. But again, I think I missed a bull on a 126 or 129. I think if that goes, I probably would have won the match because I would have broke him. I would have thrown for 9-7. But that's darts, you know. Darts games turn on literally one dart, and that's what happened on that night. But no, it's still a great campaign. You know, to make the top four, you know, with all the scrutiny that was had against me at the start of the tournament, I've shown why I deserved my spot in that Premier League, and I played really well. And you know, I didn't dwell on the defeat too much. You know, I went and won a Euro Tour 2 days later. So yeah, it's been a great season for me so far, and I'm just enjoying playing darts.
Like, I mean, I was surprised you went to the Euro Tour. That everyone else from there were like, I mean, the fact that you played so well, I thought, oh, he'd go and relax at home, but
well,
no.
I actually missed my flight on the Friday as well. So I think there was a picture of me and Humphries about 5 in the morning. We had a bit of a late night. So he was obviously celebrating. I was just celebrating with him because I wanted a drink. But yeah, I missed my flight on the Friday, and I actually flew Saturday afternoon. So I actually only got to the venue about an hour and a half before my game Saturday. So I think because I nearly pulled out of it, and then there was no pressure on me, and
yeah.
You know, I didn't play very well until the semi and the final, but yeah, it was nice to get Euro Tour number 2. I've won two Euro Tours in 10 years, and they both come in the last 3 months, so it's all good.
Look, we're talking about your form and your trajectory. Heading into Blackpool, this must give you so much confidence heading into the second biggest ranking event on the calendar, and the Asp is starting to fire.
Yeah, of course. I'm still nowhere near my best. I'm playing a lot more consistent than I played probably in my whole career, if I'm deadly honest. I'm not producing the 105s, 110 averages, but you don't have to all the time. You know what I mean? You just win that match, and I think obviously I've got the what's the word? Like the name of being like
The scrapper and the
scrapper,
fire,
the Jack Russell, and it's always great to have that trait. But I feel like at the moment as well, I'm winning games comfortable as well. Instead of getting myself engrossed in a battle that I didn't need to be in. But no, I'm playing really well. I'm full of confidence. I don't think I've ever been this confident. Everything is fantastic away from the hockey. Everything's great on the hockey. The rankings are sorting themselves out now. Now I've won a few tournaments, so. Yeah, there's nothing to be worried about. I'm just playing well and enjoying myself.
Is this the most content you felt in the last 4 years, perhaps, with yourself, just as a whole package?
Yeah, I think as a whole package, definitely. It took a while to settle into where we moved, because obviously we moved area. That's all good now. All the family's happy where we moved. When we first moved in there, the first 12 months, my family wanted to move back to Stockport, whereas I didn't. So that was hard. But now I think, like I say, as an overall package, with my kids, Kirsty, me as a person, the way that I'm dealing with myself, I'm treating myself off the hockey as well, trying to stay a bit fitter and all that stuff. I just feel great. I'm in a great headspace, and I think that's shown on the dartboard.
Is that a necessity now for you guys? Because Michael said something similar as well, that I said, I'm not being horrible, but he shifted a few pounds and he's looking good for it, and he said, I've got to be better. Yeah. You've said it, we've seen others saying, is that something dart players have to do now? It's not the old style and the stigma that goes with it. You have to be athletes now.
I don't think you have to be, but I think if you want to have longevity in these tournaments and you want to produce the numbers that is expected from you, yeah, I do. I think you need to, because it's not about being able to run for half an hour, but it's just about having that, not getting tired, because, like I say, you've ate a lot of food and you put a few pounds on in. You all know yourself. Like, if you had a big meal, you feel a bit eating the right. I think eating the right foods is key. I eat a lot of chicken and rice now. I think that's important to get the goodness into your body before you're playing, instead of having a cheeseburger or something before you go and walk out on stage. So I think the dart players are noticing. I think look at what Humphreys did. He's the best example. He's a better example than me. He lost a load of weight and he became what he is today. I think Littler's the freak, innit? but again, eventually he'll catch up with him, and
I was
I think he knows
you beat me to it there. Eventually, it doesn't matter how good you are, it catches up with everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, again, it's all the fatigue. Travelling takes a lot out of you. You travel for all the time. It's knackering. I know you're just driving, or you just sat on a train, or you sat on a plane, but it is tiring, different time zones, hotel beds. It is knackering, and I think if you can just try and give yourself that extra 5-10% of feeling good about yourself and your brain feeling good, and I definitely think it helps, and I think players are realising that.
Now I have to ask you, Father's Day was interesting, not because obviously but it was Chris Dobie's post. Did you know anything about that card? Because I've never laughed so much in my life.
I generally didn't. Someone sent it to me a couple of weeks before, and I actually generally thought it was a joke. And then Dobie FaceTimed me about 4 times on Father's Day, and I was with the kids and that. So I was like, I'll ring you later, what's up, mate? And he just sent it to me, and oh my God, I was in stitches, but no, it was brilliant, and I knew nothing about it. Evan just got it she got it I think it was off Chester. So yeah, it was funny, and he's like, I just can't get away from you. You want my car? You want my Father's Day
That's
card?
I've never laughed so much in my life when I saw it.
It was a good crack from Evan, and yeah, he took it well.
Yeah, look, just heading into the rest of the season, what are the expectations for Nathan Aspinall?
I'm not expecting anything from myself. I'm just I'll continue to do what I'm doing. I'm enjoying my darts, which is something I've not said for a long, long time. The last few years I've just gone through the motions. At times I enjoy it, but then I get a bit fed up, and then an injury will happen or a dart will get bad. Whereas now everything's just great, and I can actually play darts and enjoy it pain-free. And I'm loving touring at the moment. I'm missing being at home, but I'm loving being away, seeing all these amazing places. So, yeah, no expectations. Just continue to enjoy playing, and if you're enjoying it and you're happy, the darts will take care of itself. You know what I mean? And I know that when I'm happy and in a good mood, my darts speak for themselves. So, no expectations. I just want to make sure that I'm in a position next year to be in everything again. The World Series invites, obviously the Premier League and all that kind of stuff. I know what I've got to do. The match play money's coming off, but I put a big confident in that with obviously the European Tour this year. I know what I'm capable of, and yeah, I'm not expecting anything, but I do think I'll win another major this year.
Nice pleasure as always catching up with you in New York. Thanks very much, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.